The tsunami has engulfed several cities in Miyagi Prefecture.
Haiti is battling the aftermath of a devastating natural disaster, which, according to the country's prime minister, could claim over 100,000 lives.
Over 140 students were slain.
This hour, Al-Shabaab militants kill almost 150 people at a university in Kenya.
The plane mysteriously crashed into the rugged French Alps on Tuesday, killing all 150 souls on board.
They've been able to move up onto those.
It's just coming down, Pat. It is just coming down.
Watch the right
it's
side.
Exploding.
Attack on America.
We still don't know how high the human toll
The New York
will
Fire
climb.
Commissioner said that he is missing 300 firefighters and EMS personnel. 3 New York police officers. 266 people on the 4 hijacked planes are dead.
Mass death incidences can occur from a variety of sources. There are natural disasters such as hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, tsunamis, and earthquakes. Mechanical failures and human error, which lead to events such as plane crashes and sinking ships, and blatant attacks on humankind, such as war, genocide, and terrorism. Establishing a plan for these types of situations is complicated but necessary. It is almost impossible to fully prepare for them due to the fact, more times than not, they happen instantly and unexpectedly. There are various factors that contribute to how fast a situation can be controlled, including the extent of the damage, location of the incident, and accessibility of the site. First response in mass death incidences is crucial to the outcome. Depending on the severity of the disaster, a controlled and organized first response may not be obtainable, leaving it informal and in the hands of others to attend to. In 1998, Swissair 111, a passenger plane, crashed into St. Margaret's Bay, only a couple miles off the coast of Peggy's Cove, Nova Scotia. Being a fishing community, the first responders were some small, independent fishing boats in the area, as well as some ships belonging to the Royal Canadian Navy not far away. This was also the case in the September 11 attacks in New York. The proper first responders were deployed to the scene after the first plane hit, and most of them unfortunately lost their lives as the towers collapsed. Recovery efforts were aided by emergency personnel, but citizens also serving as first responders played a huge part in the aftermath.
Patrick was just 18 when the towers fell.
He had told me he was going down there, and I told him I didn't think it was a good idea. Patrick said to me, "If I don't do this, I will regret it the rest of my life."
Whenever we were working, we never talked about it. You're just doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do, and that's it, you know. Anytime we recovered somebody, we knew that that family was going to have something to bury.
He was also searching for closure for his own family. He was searching for his father.
I wanted to be there if we did find my father.
Kevin Dowdell was a family man and decorated New York City fireman.
Since 9/11, more protocols have been put in place limiting the number of first responders initially allowed at the scene, specifically for their safety. However, no matter how defined, rescue protocols will never fully prepare us for incidences such as 9/11, which is why an informal first response will always be a part of the process.
Retrieving the bodies from mass death situations can be an emotionally debilitating experience for anyone involved. The retrieval and identification of the bodies depends on the type of incident, especially when fire is involved, which can leave bodies unrecognizable or destroy them completely.
The identification process has changed drastically over time. Before any advanced technology was available, visual identification by friends or family was the only means by which this could be done. This includes, but isn't limited to, looking for things such as birthmarks, tattoos, nail polish, and any of the sort. Today, more protocols have been put in place to ensure bodies will be correctly identified and returned to families so proper respect can be paid. The use of forensic technology today aims to identify any body with DNA evidence through authorities before visual confirmation from the families to eliminate the chance of incorrect identification and to spare the families extra grief.
After identification, the next step is the release of the body to the family so respect can be paid where it is due. At this point in the process, things can get slightly complicated depending on the nature of the disaster. In situations such as epidemics, bodies may be easier to identify due to mass collaboration, but in many instances such as 9/11, some bodies cannot be found, retrieved, or identified. This is where the decision is made on how to go about the burial. In countries such as the United States, it is more likely for each family to have an individual ceremony to honor their loved one and to honor the religion they choose to follow. In third world countries such as Haiti, individual burials and ceremonies are less feasible. This is where the idea of mass graves comes into play. Whichever the solution, the most important thing to keep in mind is that every single individual buried is of equal importance.
In cases of war, sometimes the bodies cannot be accessed due to dangerous war zones, and in cases of genocide, the bodies are sometimes hidden to destroy any evidence of the horrible crime against humanity, and are never seen again. For this, we mourn by ways of memorials and ceremonies to honor those killed, whether it be directly after the incident or years later. This is extremely important to provide closure to the families grieving to loss of their loved one and to whatever community is affected by the disaster as a whole. Every culture has a different way of mourning or celebrating the life of those lost, because it is human nature to provide ourselves with the closure needed to be able to thrive after any mass death disaster.